Let's see how to use a multimeter. So a multimeter is a device which will help us measure voltage, current. It will help us check if things are working, check for continuity, all of that. So we are going to use this multimeter for measuring voltage, checking resistance, and maybe checking if our LED works and checking some continuity. These are the things we're going to do with the multimeter. So these are different types of multimeters here you have in the picture. So this is the one which I'm using currently. So you will have two probes, the red and the black. Normally they won't be plugged in. So in all these images you can see them plugged in, but this is how they will be. So to plug them, how to plug them in? The red probe will go into a pin. There are these sockets. So there will be one socket which will be marked with a V and a ohm symbol. So you have to plug the red probe into that, and the black probe you'll have to plug it into something marked COM, which means common. Okay, so once you do that, so you can check voltage. How to check the DC voltage? So there is a dial in the middle of the multimeter. Most multimeters will have this dial. So you will set this dial to DCV. There is a marking called DCV, or it could be marked V with a set of dotted lines above it. It could be any marking. You'll have to check to your multimeter's manual, but these are the standard markings for DC voltage. In this, you will see a lot of numbers. The numbers will be incremental, like from here they'll go on like 2 to 20 and so on. So what this means is when the dial is set to a specific number, it can measure all values below that number. In our case, we are trying to measure a 9-volt battery, voltage in 9-volt battery. So we have set it to DC voltage and we have set it to 20 volts here. So now when we touch the positive probe to the positive of the battery and the negative probe to the negative of the battery, we will see the voltage of the battery, which is 9.22 here. So a 9-volt battery will normally display 9.2 to 9.5 volts when it's full and 7 to 9 volts when it's kind of drained. Next, the next use of a multimeter is to check for continuity. So when we build circuits, like we can plug a wire between two components. Like in this case, you can see there's a wire between two components, connecting two components. What if this wire is internally broken, or what if this wire has a loose connection? How do we know? So we can check, we can place our probe, multimeter probe between these components and put the multimeter dial onto the continuity mode. The continuity mode is indicated with a sound symbol because it produces a sound. So before you check this, what you can do is you can set the dial to the continuity mode and touch the probe on each other. Like take the black tip of the probe and touch it on the red tip. Uh, so you'll hear a sound, key sound. So it means that there is continuity in the circuit. So there is continuity in the circuit. Now you can see in this case we have put it in the continuity mode, and here we have removed the wire, and we remove the wire and put the probes here. It's showing a 1, which means there is no continuity. However, when we plug the wire back in and check with the probes at both ends of the components, then we get a 6.1 or 0.61. So this means there is a continuity. You won't hear a keying sound here because there is a slight resistance here. So yeah, so if you get a 1, it means there is no continuity. You need to remember that. We can also use this mode, the continuity mode, to check if a LED is working or not. So we can put this in the continuity mode, the multimeter in the continuity mode, and hold the positive probe to the positive leg of a LED and the negative probe to a negative leg of a LED. The positive leg of a LED is usually longer than the negative leg. We can also check for resistance. What is the resistor value we have? Like in case you have a resistor and you don't know what the value is. So you can simply put the dial in the resistance mode, which has a ohm symbol, and choose an appropriate value here. This values work similar to what we did for the DC voltage. So in this case, we have put it in a 2K value, 2000 ohms value. And when we touch the probe to both the ends of the resistor, you can see it's measuring 225. meaning 0.225, which is nothing but 225 ohms, because this is a 220 ohm resistor. Okay, if the resistor, if for example, let's assume now we have put it in 2K, and if this is a 10K resistor, then you will get a value called 1 here. When you get a 1, you simply move the dial to the next higher number till you get some number. That's how you use this multimeter to measure resistance. We talked about something called a trim pot. We saw this is one of the components which we have. So you might have to come back to this lesson when you use a trim pot. So a trim pot is a variable resistor. So it has 3 legs. So you can vary the resistance of a trim pot by using a screwdriver and adjusting a screw on top of it. So in this case we have a trim pot. Now it has 3 legs, like I said. So the leg in the middle is where you will hold the probe to, and one of the end legs you can hold the other end of the probe to, and you can measure the resistance of a trim pot. So the first circuit we are going to build is a regulated power supply circuit. We are going to be using a 9-volt battery like we saw to power our circuit. So our robot will be powered by a 9-volt battery. Now anytime a motor, we will drive a motor for driving a robot. Anytime we run a motor from a battery, the voltage in the battery will fluctuate. Uh, this is the by nature of how a motor works. There are a lot of other reasons why. So this fluctuation is something which we need. It's not good for our circuit. So we will regulate this fluctuation and ensure that we have a stable 5-volt supply. So how do we do this? Because we take an input 9 volt, we'll try and have a 5 volt output. To do this, we have a regulator IC. This is not exactly an IC, a regulator component called 7805, which will take in an input voltage, which is 9 volts, and produce the output voltage, which is 5 volts. So this IC, this component requires that, what to say, not requires, we would place a capacitor or between the input and the ground pins of this component, and another capacitor between the ground and the output pins of this component. This you can see here in this diagram. So this is the IC 1, 2, 3. There are 2 capacitors. So 0.33 μF and 0.1 μF, but don't worry about the values of the capacitor. So you can place 2 capacitors just for filtering any noise, additional noise. So let's see how to build this circuit. So the first step is to place a 7805 on the breadboard. You can see how to place it. The 3 pins, you can insert it in 3 different columns. Then place one capacitor. The negative of the capacitor will get aligned with the middle pin of the 7805. The positive of this capacitor is aligned to the third pin of the 7805. Place another capacitor. The positive of this capacitor is aligned with the first pin, and the negative of this capacitor is aligned with the middle pin. So now from the top power rail, connect the top positive to the first pin. This is going to be the input. So we are going to connect our 9 volt from the battery, the positive of the battery here to this rail. This is going to the first pin of 7805. Then from the negative rail, take a wire and connect it to the second pin of 7805, which is the ground rail. The negative is normally called the ground or the common. So be familiar with this terminology. The negative is also called the ground or the common. So now from the negative of the battery, you take another wire and connect it here. So this is our circuit. Let's see how this works. So we can check this with our multimeter if we are producing 5 volt supply. So I've just added a couple of wires which will help me probe into the breadboard, like insert this wire into the breadboard. You can do it without this as well. If your multimeter probes are sharp, mine are a bit blunt, so you can poke them into the breadboard. So let's see here when we measure between the input voltage, like when the probes is between the input voltage directly from the battery, we get 9.26, which is the battery voltage. And here the black probe is onto the negative of the battery, and the positive probe is onto the output of the 7805, the third pin of the 7805. You can see 4.93, which is nothing but 5 volts output.